All right. Hey
Okay.
guys, what's
Hey, hey,
up?
hey.
What's
It feels like
up?
it feels like this is
How are
a
you doing this
screensaver. Back
Sunday?
you.
Oh, I'm doing great. It's another leg day. It's just another day.
Lou.
I'm feeling good. Like I said, it feels like this is like one of those screensavers, one of those like Zoom backgrounds that you could have. But this is actually real time. This is what's behind me. It's
I
not a
know. That's
it's not a
cool.
backdrop.
I
Living
just
that
finished.
corporate life.
Yep.
Okay, you see me. All right,
All
how y'all
right.
doing?
We are good. We are good. Today we got some excitement for you guys. We have two exciting new guests. This Sunday we have Reshanna Boswell, our current Miss Olympia for women's bodybuilding, Masters Miss Olympia. Um, and we also have Miss Kyndle Rich. She is our new IFBB figure pro on the show today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the intellect that they give you this show. And do you want to say anything?
Yeah, let's actually take a little look at some clips here for a second. Let's take a look at Rashana.
That's Kindle. Oh, yes. I've
Ooh,
always
ooh,
been a
wow.
fan of Rashana's shape. She did come in from Women's Physique, which is why she's featured today on today's show. And then she entered the bodybuilding world and has stayed since. She has thrived in bodybuilding. And I'm proud of her and how far she's come along in her career. And we've got she's got plans for this year as well. So I'm interested to see what she can give us today as far as intellect in the world of bodybuilding in her world.
Absolutely. I mean,
Just amazing.
beautiful lines, beautiful
Yeah,
lines.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we also have Kendall here. She is
Wow.
our overall nationals champion for figure. So she just got her pro card, and we can absolutely see why she got her pro card. Her
Mm-hmm.
lines, shape, her conditioning,
Her posing, this is great.
very
Yeah.
smooth, very smooth. So,
Ooh,
with
she
that
is
being
beautiful.
said, let's bring our ladies on here.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey,
ladies.
hey.
Hello, hello.
To Beyond the Barbell.
Yes, thank you so much for giving us some of your time on this nice, wonderful Sunday. I know you ladies are busy, so of course, thank you so much for agreeing to come on. I know our fans are definitely excited to be able to hear a little bit from you ladies, bringing us into your world and talking a little bit, more about, how you've gotten to where you are and how you've gotten to be so successful in our sport. Okay. So we've got some questions for you ladies. So, Kendall,
Yes.
new IFBB figure pro.
Yeah.
Amazing. First of all, well deserved. I mean, your
Yeah.
structure, your shape, your lines, your conditioning, your posing. We can absolutely see why you were able to earn your pro card. So, talk to us a little bit about your journey. How did you get started? How long have you been in the sport?
So funny enough, I got started because I had a lot of people telling me, "Oh, you got big shoulders. You should compete." Like, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know if that's a compliment.
That is a compliment. That's a
um,
beautiful compliment.
now I know it's a compliment. But yeah, I kind of got started in about 2018. I did my first show in, God, I think it was 2019, like right at COVID.
Mm.
And it was a little rocky in the beginning. Funny enough, I started out going in for bikini and then wellness. My first show I did wellness. And my husband was like, "Yeah, no, that's not you. That's never been you." And I stopped for a little minute. I got a little discouraged. Sometimes it happens. You doubt yourself. Some shows just kind of they just don't play out the way that you really want. And I took a break and I kind of came back with a vengeance. said, you know what? I put in all this work, and here I
I
We
think we
lost you for a second.
lost you.
am.
Noise in the background a little bit.
I don't know if she can hear you.
I can hear you.
Here?
Is it
Okay. Just hear some stuff in the background. All
I'm
good,
trying to
no
keep my
worries.
kids
But
quiet, so I apologize in advance.
okay, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, I was like, whose kids are those? I said, my dad. I said, well, dad.
they having a good time back there? They having
I see. I was like, I gotta go to your house.
But
Oh,
wow. So I mean, bikini to wellness to figure. I mean, those are some substantially, different divisions.
better. Yes.
Even
yes.
surprised that you even started in, bikini. I mean, how long ago was that?
Oh, that was 2017 when
Okay.
I was with my first coach in 2017. And no matter how small I got, I couldn't break 150. And my shoulders, they were just there no matter what I did. And I kind of took a break and I was like, this is not it's not what I wanted. I wanted the tone, I wanted the muscular, the muscle. I wanted that beautiful line look. And when I came back, they were like, "Oh, we'll do wellness." I don't want to do wellness. I don't want to do wellness.
Looking at your physique, I can definitely see
Right.
in figure over both of those. Your
Yeah.
shape is just you've got that small X frame through the middle. You've got the nice cat delts at the top. The symmetry flows very beautifully from top to bottom with the roundness and the shape of the muscle in general and the way you flow with it as well. So kudos to you on that. I really like that about your physique and your shape and your structure.
That actually means so much because, funny enough, maybe about 2-3 years ago, when I really, really wrapped my mind around this is what I'm going to do, I went to my husband and I'm like, look at this, look at her, look at her, look at her look. And it was you. And
Oh,
and so I have been like following you and your posing for the longest because I'm like,
Thank you.
so smooth. I'm like,
look at us making dreams come to a reality. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah.
I love
So this
it.
means so much. This means so much to me. Like I never thought this is where I would be right now. I never thought that. So this is amazing.
All right. Yay. I'm Reshanna about what a little bit, just to, briefly touch on it. I did go ahead and state that you came over from Women's Physique.
Look, started in figure, actually.
Oh.
I need to see this.
So wait a minute.
I know I have
I
to
want
find
to
some
see
pictures.
that.
Yes. So
Wait,
yeah, I did.
show us the heels.
So like we did that for like my first 2 years or so competing. Yeah. I mean, I made my women's physique debut at the Arnold, but I did my first few years of figure. So figure to physique over to women's bodybuilding over the course of the last
Wow.
10,
That's a new one. I
10
didn't
11
know
years
that.
or so.
We're gonna have to go through the archives.
I know. And it's funny. My very first show, I tell people I was 113 pounds on stage. First figure show, 113 pounds. We're at this 170ish right now, but first show ever on stage, 113. Tiny heels, the whole bit.
All of us is flabbergasted and taken back.
Right.
We go back. Look, I've been around a minute.
I'm like, wait, what?
What?
Yep.
Yeah, so
That's amazing.
now you're in. So you've jumped up 2 categories since then.
Yeah.
And you enjoy.
I did my
and your
last women's
favorite
physique
is,
show.
of course.
Last women's physique show was 2019. And I competed in that Olympia in women's physique, and then from there it's been women's bodybuilding after that. So
Okay.
Wow.
And then she did win Miss Olympia at the first Masters.
Yep,
So
got that in
no
2023. Yeah, that was in Cluj. Yeah.
Yep. So well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's jump into these questions for today. And we're just going to start with number one. Pull it back up. All right. So, using social media platforms in bodybuilding to educate, women in our sport. Kyndle, can you tell us a little bit about how you're using social media to document this transition into our world per se?
So I'm horrible at social media. Absolutely horrible.
Yes.
I am horrible.
I mean, we all want to
This
raise
is my
and these are the hosts. These are the hosts. So this is a terrible thing to admit. Terrible thing.
Yeah, most of the time, if you see something, my husband has did it. But a lot of the times when I do my post, I try to show more of my posing. And funny enough, I try to show more of my back day and my shoulder day workouts because all you see is legs. Everybody wants legs, everybody wants glutes, everybody wants butt.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, back and shoulders mean something. That overall look, I mean, whether you're in your workout clothes, whether you're in, your going out clothes, it means something. It brings something to you. Like sometimes that confidence just go, I know you see this. So I like to show my posing to say I'm still feminine. I still have a softer side. Like this is who I am. I just have a little extra muscle on top. I have, the lines. Like this is something that you can strive for and still be feminine. So I really like for my stuff to have some kind of depth to it. Something that basically says, hey, it's not about just lifting the weights. It's the whole package together.
It is from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, you did say that, which is I never really thought about that. You do see a lot of leg day. Um, and you very randomly see women hitting back and shoulders, which is the top of our physique. That's where your
Right.
physique and your symmetry starts.
Yeah.
Shoulders and the back. So I agree with you on that note. What about you, Reshanna?
I don't know. I feel like I definitely don't post as much as I should or would like to. I just trying to find time to record everything is just I don't know. But I mean I do record some workout stuff. I feel like I do a little bit more of I guess some of the like other stuff that I do as far as my meal planning or like my off season stuff. I've posted about the blood work that I get done. Like I'm really open about that kind of stuff and posting that kind of things and being open with your doctor and talking about that kind of stuff because I feel like that doesn't get talked about enough. So I feel like I'll try and bring that kind of stuff to like that it's okay to have that kind of conversation with your doctor. I mean, they know you compete. I mean, you know, be as safe as possible. I've posted me going in for getting my blood work and stuff done and, what, you should be looking for. So I feel like just getting, especially in bodybuilding in our world, it's like, there's a lot. We do a lot. So it's like trying to be as safe as you possibly can so that you can still do this, another 10 years from now. Like I'm getting better as I get older. I'll be 44 this year. So like, and still look good, body still in shape, everything, my numbers are still good. My blood work is all still good. So just, being mindful of that and so that you can stick around, really. That's,
I'm glad you touched on that because that next question to ask you was how would you use your Masters Miss Olympia with social media to, educate the older women in the sport? And you just touched on that with that answer. So
yeah, and just being able to still do it. I mean, and then it was cool with the Masters because like when I first applied, I mean, I was doing it because I was like, ooh, Romania, let me go travel. But like looking at that group of women that are still around and that can compete in their 40s, 50s. Michelle Brett was in her 60s. She's the oldest competitor there, and her arms, she's still in. What I mean? So being able to still do that, you have to be doing other stuff right. It's not just the eating; it's being mindful of what you do, what you take, and how you take it. So that's a huge that's why you can still do it and while the Masters is available, and we still, you can still do it. And I mean, I do Masters, I do Open. I compete against whoever. It doesn't really matter to me.
I love that.
I love that. Right.
So I love that you're so open with that,
Right.
and I do believe it's especially women in our sport who are enhanced. I think that is very important for them to realize, it's an enhanced sport.
Right.
It is what it is, right? But there's a way to go about it, and there's a way to do it to make sure that everything is safe. There's a way to go about it to just make sure your hormone levels, everything is being checked adequately, frequently. So I love that you do that. I think that's very important. So I love that you use your platform for that. I think that's super important. Social media. Social media. Social media is one of those things where it really just depends on what you're trying to portray. Is it something, whereas are we doing it to help our careers in the sport? Are we using it as a stepping stone if you're a coach, or if you do anything else? I think it's great for that. There's so many avenues, right, with social media, whether you want to showcase what we do in the gym, you want to showcase what we do nutritional wise, you want to showcase what we do on the health aspect of things, or if you're a coach and you're trying to grow your business, whether it be coaching as a prep coach, lifestyle coach, or posing coach, right? So I mean, there's so many different avenues to go down. I will say myself, as far as posting, I could be a heck of a lot better. I know people want to see what's going on in the gym. For me, it's one of those things where, like, when I'm focused in the gym, I'm not thinking about getting this set in. I'm thinking about, dang, I gotta put more weight on this.
Me too.
I know what's coming up next.
Yes.
Me too.
I'm not thinking about documenting it. Like, I just want to get through my workout.
Right.
Me too.
To make it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, it's things like that. And, I think there's also another side of social media. I'm only going on 37 years old. But at the same time, I do remember a time where we didn't have social media, and I remember going to look at the magazines and who did what show, and this is that third. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I would love it if we didn't really have social media. I love the suspense of opening up a magazine and seeing who did the show, and this is that and the third. And not worrying about scrolling and not necessarily trolling, but things come up on your feed like, okay, well, they're doing the show. How do they look? You know what I mean? Like, and obviously, you don't want to worry about yourself. You're not going to troll on other people's pages, but it's just things that can possibly, also deter you or, kind of psych you out in those aspects. So I think social media definitely has its pros. I think it definitely also has its cons. Me personally, I miss the nostalgia of opening up a magazine and figuring out who did a show that way. That's just me, though. How do you ladies feel?
Me? Oh,
Honestly, I remember the first time I went to the gym and I had no plan, and I was going on not social media. I'm sorry. I went on Simply Shredded. Oh, look at them legs. All right, Sharonica. My bad. I go on simplyshredded.com and I would get in there. Right. I don't know if you guys remember that site, but I remember I get in it. And I think social media has its pluses and minuses. I think it's great to do what we do, right? People got to see it. Like, it's beautiful when we see people who look like you doing what you do, but better. It just makes you want to be better. And everybody on this panel here, everybody in this box here, all of us ladies here are inspiring people, whether we realize it or not. And that's through social media. So if you see it as a positive that way, I think that's a beautiful thing. A negative thing only for me with social media when it comes to, I think people think they know you more than they actually know you. You know what I mean? It's like, we're not friends. You just see me at the gym. You know what I mean? Like, at the same time, if you're going to follow me on social media and we go to the same gym, come up and say hi to me. Talk to me. You know what I mean? Don't pretend like you don't see me when you just saw my ass on social media.
Right.
Literally. Okay. So you know what I mean? So,
friends.
right. You just say hi. I don't bite, but don't come at me during my set when I'm about to deadlift 405 on some, hey, what's up, girl? No, you know what I mean? So it's just, so the way I feel is it's a plus and minus, to inspire, but to also just make people that it kind of blurs some boundaries in that same aspect. So it's a thin line that you can cross over on each side.
That's true.
Yeah.
I like social media.
You don't do a bad job though. You're pretty consistent. I need to get on your
Yeah, I'm better at it now, but I'm gonna touch on what you said, Z. So like when I first started competing, there was Facebook, Instagram.
Damn, you old.
MySpace. Look, how far back are we going?
I mean, it was just like literally back then. It was just Facebook and Instagram was new, so it wasn't like everybody posts right now everything about their prep. So you're following every step of the way, all the way up until showtime. It wasn't like that back then. Honestly, you didn't know what I looked like on stage until the day of the show. Sometimes people didn't know I was competing until the list came out the week before. It's not like that anymore. And I feel like social media plays a big part when it comes to the shows with the marketing of the shows at that, to help them sell tickets, to help them get a crowd out because they know who's coming to the show and who's competing. But I also think it kind of kills that suspense.
When the list comes out, everyone's waiting for the list to come out. So like that initial suspense of that part, like, ooh, now who's like, because that's the only time you knew. So I feel like that part I would say I would miss that part.
Yeah. So
when the list would drop.
And I feel like it made it more exciting to go to shows back then because you don't really know what people look like because everybody's not posting their check-in pictures. Everybody's not posting all of their workouts. Whereas to now, it's like if you're not on social media, you're nobody on stage.
Right.
Honestly.
It plays a role. Yeah.
I just, I started posting more when I started my posing business, of course. But I've never been one to put my life on social media. If you put that per se, to me, when I'm in the gym, that's my personal time. That's my time to focus and get myself ready for this show. So I every now and then may post a workout. Y'all might see me working out, but I really don't like to record because it stops me and stops my heart rate. Right. And then it starts this, and then I want to check the video, and then I want to do this. I don't have time. I got an hour and 45 minutes to be in here and be out of here in an hour and 45 minutes. I'm not spending all that extra time, which is why I post a lot of the posing videos because that's my personality and that's me. That's pretty much why I like bodybuilding is because I like to pose. So that's how I let people see me in. And it could be a recent one video. It might be an old video. Y'all might not know. But because I have done that, when I did come back to the stage for New York Pro last year, I did see that social media was like, I didn't realize how many people followed me or my journey or want to see what I looked like that day when I got on stage. Like I didn't realize that until after that show with all the feedback on social media. So leveraging it for your career or whatever you have going on in bodybuilding is big. It's a big thing, but I will say I have to get better at it. I'm not a talker, so this whole thing, podcast, and all that stuff like that, it's all new. Y'all see me pose all day. I will be in front of the camera and pose. But
you just talked for 30 seconds just now.
I sure did. So this whole year, when y'all see me on this podcast, if I get off, no, I don't do this very often. But I like that my sisters are putting me in the forefront more because I do need to speak when it comes to women's physique. It's not a lot of us out here that speak.
That's how I feel about women's bodybuilding. Like, yeah.
Well, a lot of you bodybuilding girls do a lot of.
We've had to get better at it. I mean, because we needed like positive women in women's bodybuilding, and like it's okay to have this extra muscle and like just
Right.
Yeah, just being positive about it and just bringing more women amateurs and getting them to switch over and stuff. So yeah, it's just we have to get more involved for sure.
All right. Well,
Which is huge. And I say it all the time, and it's not to take anything away from bikini or wellness, or now even fit model, right? But we pros just need to do, I think, a better job of just, I don't want to say, just doing a better job of just showcasing really what we do, just, spreading more awareness of what we do to get people wanting to be in the more muscular, divisions. Understanding that it's okay that it takes you a little bit longer to build a more balanced physique. So I just think us as pros, all of us just need to do a better job of just bringing more awareness into what we do as a division to bring more people, more amateurs in. Again, bikini, cool, fit model, cool, but it's still bodybuilding. Like it's not supposed to be easy, and people really do need to just realize it's okay if it takes you some time.
Yes,
Right.
yes, absolutely.
Everybody wants right now results. They want things once they wake up, and it doesn't work that way.
You want to know why? Social media.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of fake stuff on social media, on a lot of people's platforms, and sometimes you don't know if the information you're reading or the information you're looking at is real or true. A lot of I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. A lot of female bodybuilders do use Adobe Photoshop on Instagram. A lot of companies don't use us athletes as representation for their companies. They use models. So a lot of that stuff on Instagram is fake, what they see. So I agree, Z. A lot of us as athletes need to represent and actually, be more in the foreface and let our athletes know that it is okay to be more shapely, I would say, and muscular in figure and women's physique and female bodybuilding. That bikini isn't your only route. Wellness is not your only route. You can grow into the other categories, and it's okay.
I'm always going to be a firm believer on what the sport is. It's bodybuilding, okay? And I understand that we do want inclusion for every body type, right? Or the more commercial look, which is fine. Again, nothing to take away from them or those divisions. But at the end of the day, where do we come from, right? Where do our divisions come from? They come from women's bodybuilding. Now, I will admit, okay, when women's bodybuilding first got in, really got on the scene, technically speaking, the look was more of a figure look. Started to build, more muscle, and the division started to progress, and we started actually adding divisions. But at the end of the day, again, it's still bodybuilding. Like, I mean, if the sport was easy, then everybody would be doing it. So, we just never really forget exactly where the sport came from. Again, great that we're adding more divisions for women to be included, but let's not forget where we actually came from.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about this next question, because we can talk about this social media for some time, and this is a thing that we already know that there's a plus and minuses and how we want to manage that. But I want to make sure that I also get a chance to hear more from you ladies that are guests on the show, like more of the questions that we have. So go ahead, ladies. I don't have the question sheet pulled up right now.
Okay. We can go into dealing with online criticism and promoting positive image of the sport.
Beautiful.
This
Beautiful.
is great. It touches on what we just came off of.
I don't know. We just had to handle a situation not too long ago.
We're not going to talk about it.
We ain't gonna give them our time. We won't touch base on that. But I mean, how do you ladies deal with online criticism? Do you address it? Do you just block it? Do you delete it?
I would say at this point now, I probably block it more than I respond to it. I'm a parent now. Like I used to like would go in and post it and go back and forth. It's just, and nowadays it's just, I feel like it's more of just a waste of time. I'm like, because you're still giving them attention, and people are going to say what they're going to say, and I'm like, at this point I'll block you. Like, but it's like, you took out that time to still come on over here and post it. So you're here for a reason. Like I didn't come looking for you. I'm not following you. I'm not. So that's how I feel. Yeah. So I mean, for the most part now, I block them or ignore it, delete it, and keep it moving. It's like for every one negative, there's 20 or 30 positive, so I can care less at this point. I'm unbothered for the most part. I don't care.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And honestly, I believe if you can't say it to my face,
right,
I'm not gonna give you a response.
Right, you know where I work out at. Like,
right.
I mean, really, which is
right. I'm not gonna give you that. I'm not gonna give you that time of day because it takes more effort for me to have to respond to you. And then I have to be careful about my next move because my response to you may hinder what I want to do in the future.
Right.
And I'm not going to give you that much power over my life.
Right.
I just And 9 times out of 10, it's coming from someone who doesn't have the willpower, who can't do the things that you do, and who are envious.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think, especially as professionals, I think we have a lot more riding on us as far as our professionalism, right?
Yes.
Yes. It's one thing, being disrespected. It is what it is. Women with muscle, it just kind of comes with the territory. You either like it, you love it, you hate it. It is what it is. I think it's just one of those things. I'd rather just not even give you any form of my energy, and I'd rather just remove it. Granted, there's certain things where I might, speak on it and, say it in, a professional manner, depending on the situation. But honestly, I'd rather I don't want to give you my energy. I really don't.
Yeah.
There's
Honestly,
there's something in you that you're completely bothered for some strange odd reason. And you took your time to come on here.
Right, because you found me. I didn't come looking for you.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say in general, just not even women with muscle, just women in general. Someone has something to say about women in general. So we just take it a step back, right? People are going to say something about women in general. So the fact that there's a layer that we have muscle and that we wear our muscles proudly. And I will wear an open back dress in the wintertime because my back is big and I love that shit. You feel me?
Big back energy.
I mean? Big back energy. Baby, listen, every wedding that I've been to in the past as a bridesmaid, every time the dress that I pick is a halter. Because you're going to see this back when I walk down that aisle. It's not my wedding, but you're going to look at my back. The bride will come, but y'all going to look at this back. So it's just for me, someone's going to say something anyway.
Yep.
But you just what is it going to do? What is it going to do? So I think honestly, if they don't come to you to your face, which they don't ever do.
No.
Also, you know what? Honestly, even if you come to my face, I'm not fighting you because I got too much to lose. So we're going to address it somehow. I'll call the cops and you can get arrested. I'll press charges and we'll be fine. But, everything else within reason of you just being happy and you just putting out your talents. And I really want you ladies to do the same. And I think all of us, like Z had said in the past, we don't do enough of it. But if you do enough of it, you realize that the hate comes, but you won't be so immersed and enamored by the love that you get from people who do want to support you. That's enough fuel for you to continue to do.
Exactly.
Yes. That's true. Yeah.
It don't matter what career you in or what sport you in on social media, is gonna get criticized at some point.
Someone to find something.
Someone gonna find something to say, because guess what? It's a lot of negative Nancy's in this world. Karens and all of that from both ends. But which is why I'm not a big social media person, but at the same time, it's my platform. So if it If it sees you to come on my page, you obviously went through everything through my page and spent this time and spent. I'm so important to you that you put in my stuff in your time, and you took the time out to write a dumb comment. Guess what? Block and delete. Don't be on my stuff no more. That's all I do. I
Yeah.
just block and delete. Now I also got a wife that's gonna tell you about yourself. And then I'm a block and delete. But a lot of times I've noticed the criticism comes from bots or accounts with no profile pictures or just accounts with no pictures, accounts with, they may be into fitness, but not really into bodybuilding.
A lot of bots.
A lot of bots. There is a lot of bots
Yeah.
on social media. So when it comes to things like that, like our current situation, they have 5 pictures on their page. So we block and we delete. I've already apparently blocked and delete them from my personal account. But there's always going to be those negative schmoes and negative Nancy's out there that are going to say that. But that's your platform to post whatever you want to post and encourage people the way you want to encourage them. And who cares what, this 1 or 2 people have to say. Block and delete and move on about the day. That's how we got to do it. Because it's always going to be there. It is always going to be there. Heck, I've had women and men say things to me, criticize in person, ask me dumb questions in person all the time. But I think having a lot of experience with responding to that is like makes social media stuff super easy. Like I don't even pay attention. I don't even have to pay it any attention. But people aren't always going to understand what it is that we do and why we do it.
When we do it.
Because like you said, Kyndle, they don't have the willpower to even understand it.
Yeah.
They don't have the willpower to do it, but you got to understand it first, and they don't have that. So criticism is going to come, and then it's going to go, and then it's going to come. And the more success you get in your career, the more you will see that criticism. And I'm starting to notice that too. Because I am on social media more often than I usually am. And the more active you become in Reshanna, I'm pretty sure you get it too, because you're pretty active on social media.
Yeah.
The more criticized we get about what it is that we do.
Yeah.
You just got to learn.
I think there's a big difference between the fitness and bodybuilding. And that's what a lot of people aren't understanding.
Oh.
There's a clear difference between the two. The levels that you go through and the structures are different. So we're not going to look like the girl who goes into the gym 4 days a week and does cardio and light weights. Light weights for us may be 20s and 30s. Light weights for her are 5s and 10s.
Yeah.
There's a big difference, and people don't understand that. So when they don't understand it, they don't have anything positive to say.
Yeah. Ooh, that was nice. Very true. But it's yeah.
I like that. All right, let's move on. We got a little bit of time left. I do want to touch on this cultural perspectives on women's bodybuilding and fitness in our world. Kyndle, as a new pro, have you yet faced any cultural differences or attitudes from, just people on social media, people at the, in your hometown, at the gym? Like, do you face any of that at home?
I think because I'm still so small now, not really. I think sometimes the biggest things that I do have to get people to understand, and it's mainly in our community, is why I'm doing it. And explaining to them, I can't eat this. I can't do this. Well, why do you have to go to the gym every single day? You can take a day off. Well, no, that doesn't fit in my regimen. So I think for me right now, it's just really getting people to understand I don't have a problem with stepping back from you because this is what my goal is. And I can't deter from that. And unfortunately, those who are friends and some are, some may be family.
I was gonna say family.
You're
Look,
gonna have
family, family.
Mhm.
Sometimes you
you
gotta
can't eat
figure
my
out.
food.
You
I had
can't
this
come to the
conversation.
potluck. No, I
Yep.
can't come to the potluck.
Yep. Yeah, you're looking so
Black
skinny. You don't
Thanksgiving. And
eat.
look.
Look at your face. You looking too skinny. It's like,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure out what I got.
you sure you're not hungry? Yes, I am hungry, but I'm not eating that sweet potato pie. The fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the big
Yeah.
things. But I think honestly, once you start to have that group of people around you who understand and who support you, and sometimes they don't even have to understand, they just
Mhm.
support.
Mhm.
Like they just support who you are. My mom knew nothing about this when I started. Honey, let me tell you, you can't tell her nothing now.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
Yep. 100%. Yep.
She knows everything.
Yeah.
And just little things like that, it helps. You may have 10 naysayers, but sometimes those one or two people that are in your corner, that's all that matters.
That's all you need. It's all you need. Yeah.
Reshanna, so you've and I have too competed abroad, and you've done. I know you like to compete overseas a lot. Um, Culturally, do you feel like you're accepted over there when you go to Europe and compete,
I
or do
actually
you get more love? You know,
you know what? So part of it for me, like competing in general, is being able to travel, and bodybuilding allows me to travel really, and it gives me a reason to travel, I should say, in places that I probably would never, really probably would never go, if it wasn't for bodybuilding. But I feel like I've been to Cluj twice. So Cluj, Romania. I was in Bucharest. I was in London, UK, and then I'll go to Tokyo. I'll be in Tokyo this year. For a show. So yeah, I mean, I like traveling. I feel like I've been accepted everywhere I've gone. I took second 3 shows last year. So I mean, I feel like in Europe, especially, they like my look. They like my physique as far as being muscular, but still having the shape and the lines that I do. I think that goes over pretty well in Europe. I mean, I placed pretty high there. That's where I won my title in the first place, is in Romania, and then took second in London. So I mean, they like my look overall, I think, overseas. So yeah. Yeah.
Let me
Hold
ask
on,
so
you.
real quick. You were like, I think, honey, they love your look overseas.
Well, I
You,
took second, but see, that's like for me,
what is
like
this? What is this?
I
I
took seconds
think.
last year. I
What
didn't
is,
qualify for my Olympia. This is the first one I'd missed in like 6 years, so I was a little upset.
they
Those
love
three
your look
seconds were rough.
overseas.
I can't lie.
But let me
Like,
ask you. So competing internationally as opposed to competing in the States. I mean, what are the pros, cons, like what differences were, or if there were any differences?
I mean, expediters didn't really speak English, but I mean, it was fine. So you're hit or miss there. But like I enjoy the travel, like, and being able to stay a couple extra days in Romania, or I would never gone to London if it wasn't for a bodybuilding competition. So like, I like that aspect of just being able to have a reason to travel. I'm like, oh, Tokyo, Japan. I would never go to Japan, if it wasn't for Masters O. So yeah, so like that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's the experience. I mean, it's a good experience overall. I do think. Yeah, I have a good experience when I travel. I think it gets a little. It is at the same time though. If you're in someone else's country and the show is close, hence my second place finishes, they can tend to side with the hometown favorite, because there's definitely a hometown favorite. When I was in Bucharest, so like she's well known, she's popular, so that does play a little bit of a role in it when it's close. And I've talked to mentors about that. I've talked to my coach about that. So that's the chance that I take when I go overseas, that you have that. If it's close, you will have that. That can happen sometimes. But at the same time, like I said, it's fun to travel. It's fun to just, and then I can always stay a couple extra days just to kind of hang out and just kind of go around the cities and stuff. So like that's the fun part for me too. And then if I can still win at the end, that's a plus.
Gotcha.
I was like, I knew this would be a good question for her because she loved to compete overseas, boy. Well, let's figure out why she likes to go over there and compete.
Yeah.
Everybody, you ain't
I know, and everyone's like, I know, it's just like, yeah, but that's part of like the appeal to me as far as competing, is just being able to travel and go, like I enjoy that part of it. I do, like, yeah. So
Yeah. I've only had a little bit of experience before I entered IFBB NPC world. I did do um uh shoot, yeah, Muscle Mania. I don't forget about
Oh,
it. I had my pro card with Muscle Mania. I was the figure pro actually, but then I was also a bodybuilding pro. How you do them two things, I don't know. They don't cross together like that. But they love me over there. I've competed um, in London. I've competed in Paris. So the experience, I also lived over there at the time, so it was just easier for me to travel and do all of that. But I will say, like, getting to experience like FIBO, which is like the Arnold Classic
yeah, yeah,
over
yeah, yeah,
here, but it's a big fitness convention over there,
yeah.
and it's huge. And they love us over there. They love American competitors. They love to see us. They think we
Yeah.
all rich and famous.
The fans overseas are different. The fans
The
overseas
fans
are like in it.
overseas are
They're
different.
different.
They
They really,
show
really are. That
love.
was yeah.
They
They
show
were really
love,
nice.
and I will say that if so, Zenobia, Lou, when you guys go to Portugal, hopefully I'll get to
Fingers crossed.
join.
We were trying to go to
We're gonna
Portugal,
try to go to
maybe.
Portugal this year. That is what I want you guys to experience. Is just the love that you receive from the fans
The
in
fans,
general.
like they're fans.
They show
Yeah.
love over there.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
more than you would get in the US.
Yes. Yes.
Don't laugh, but that would, if I do end up doing that show, that would be my first out of the country experience.
Oh, really?
I have not used my passport yet.
That was me at Masters. I got all these messages when I qualified, when I got the acceptance letter for Masters, and I was like, "Yo, I don't even have a passport yet." Hold on, like everybody, my DMs were blowing up, and I was like, "Okay, great. Now, texting my wife, I'm like, "So, but like, how long is it gonna take to come back?" And yeah, nothing. Didn't have any. I'm like, okay, hold on, let me.
Yeah, you need that passport. Kyndle, do you have any interest as a pro now in doing anything overseas?
I would love to. I am big on traveling. I would absolutely love to. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I do have to get a passport, but
I need
the opportunity.
y'all get y'all passport.
I'm like, nobody passport, no one.
Well, I will say, as a new pro, and with they keep continuously changing the schedule, but it seems like they're trying to even out the opportunities for shows across the board in each division between Europe and the States, which is actually pretty cool, because then when it comes to your bigger shows like New York Pro and Pittsburgh and Olympia, we get to be on stage with these other athletes from from Europe, and it entices them to come compete with us, which I enjoy. And you get to meet many people from different cultures. Granted, this is our second show in, and we will have more people from different cultures on this show. But I couldn't go off without saying
it's just a disclaimer. That's all. It's just a
disclaimer. At the end of the day,
only episode
I need our viewers and whoever else tunes in to realize that we showcase women of all ethnicities.
Love everybody. Love them all.
As long as you are making an impact on our sport, we want to talk to you.
Exactly. Period.
Talk to me at 20 episodes deep, okay?
Yeah, 20 episodes in. And this is the beginning of this year in 2025. Me, Lou, and Z are in season. Right now, we're in the tip of our season. So we do have some plans for this show, for it to be better, for us to have, an amount of guests, but we do need the people to also reach out to us. We've put it out there. If you guys want the interviews, reach out to us. I would love to have any figure girl, any physique girl, any women's bodybuilder on this show, because I feel like the more people we can get to interview and the more knowledge you guys are able to share, the better that our divisions will be at a local level, at an amateur level, and a pro level when it comes to competing and being on stage, because now the inclusion is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
that was the end of my Lou, why are you laughing at me?
Oh no, my phone about to die in like 2 minutes, so I'm just letting y'all know if I black out real fast, it's because it died.
We are wrapping it up because Lou has to catch a flight also. So again, ladies,
listen, I didn't want to leave. You know, hold on. Can you hear me?
For being
you low keep moving. I see you moving.
Listen,
we
you
can't
see my
hear
bag right here. You can't hear me?
No.
My bag is back here. You know, I was like, I don't want to. But you can't hear me at all right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
barely.
a little bit.
Kinda.
Safe travels.
But again, ladies, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. Fun, and touching on some topics that I think definitely did need to be discussed culturally, social media, things of that nature. So as we are coming to a close, ladies, can you leave us with any tips, advice that any amateur looking to get into the sport that you could give them?
I mean, just be passionate about what you do. Give it your all. If you're gonna do it, just do it. Be all in. Get yourself a good coach. Know what you're taking. Know what you're doing. Listen to your body. Always listen to your body. If it feels wrong, don't do it. And just have an open conversation and open dialogue. Always. The sport's not going anywhere. The stage isn't going anywhere. Take a break if you need to. I've taken breaks. Mental breaks. You must, because this sport will eat you up and spit you out if you let it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see me in Tokyo, because that's where I'll be.
And you, Kyndle?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid. I mean, yeah, you're gonna be afraid, you're gonna be nervous, but you never know where you're gonna go, and you never know where you could end up at. Like I said, I never thought that I would be here. I never thought that I would be pro. I tell my husband all the time, everything that I was picked on as a kid was good at what I do. I mean, I'm 4.5 weeks out from my pro debut. Nervous, but I'm ready. Like let's
4.5 weeks. Are we doing Triple Dynasty now?
Oh, are you?
I'll be there. I'll be watching.
Okay, so Zenobia, you're gonna get this in-person interview, and then we're gonna air it to BTB.
Congratulations, good deal.
The
pro debut.
Our other co-host is gonna be doing that show with you.
Really?
So you guys will get to talk backstage.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm so excited for you.
That's cool.
It's going to be your first pro show. I hope you enjoy it. Have fun. Take pictures. Get every memory, because from this moment on, it's your chance to go up.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. That's your chance to go up. You just started, and it only gets better.
Yeah.
And you got to get the experience. So don't let that be the only one.
No, where we got a whole plan going this year. We got goals at the end of the year. It's a lot of people in my corner that I never thought. And if I would have stopped myself, I never would have came across the people that I did. I wouldn't be here with you ladies. I mean, I wouldn't have came across, Jessica, Rhea Padilla. Like I wouldn't have come across her for her to speak into me. Rhea Gale, I wouldn't have come across her for her to speak into me. I mean, it's so many ladies that I'm like, oh my God. I watch y'all. Like I be seeing y'all up there, like, and you're here.
Well, guess what? Now you're gonna be up there with us.
Right there with
okay. So you are a pro now. Listen,
it feels funny like that first time around. Though you're like, oh wait, now you're on the other side. Now it's that's cool. It's a good feeling though. Definitely.
Listen, I was told, I was told that since now I'm a pro, I have to have a little bit of a stank about myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
man, that's just how they go. I don't know.
You
know
to
I'm
be
a pro. I don't care
confident.
what nobody says. You know I'm a pro when I walk
Confident
in.
what you do.
Listen, honey.
I think my thought or my advice to you as a new pro coming in, of course, yes, you're getting up there on stage with the best of them, and obviously, probably a little starstruck. I know I was when I first did my first show, which was New York Pro. I was like, oh my God, these are the women that I look up to.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Cool. Let's bring it back. Reality check. At the end of the day, the mentality should always be, I done busted my ass to get here. I don't care who shows up. I don't care what accolades they have. In my mind, this is still my show.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
Yeah.
So we friends, period. Have a good time, but we mean business when
Baby,
we get
this
there
ain't
and get up on that
basketball.
stage. I need you to possess, that confidence at all times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This ain't basketball, it ain't football, it ain't soccer. This is an individual sport. So guess what? It's about you. When that day comes, it's all about you. If you want to be Beyonce stank attitude, whatever you want to be on stage, be it, girl. Because trust me, y'all don't know who I am when my feet touch that stage. Listen,
I understand. I completely understand.
Yes.
So be you. If you feel like you can be a queen that day, be a queen. If they say you got an attitude, you got an attitude. But guess what? That's your attitude to get what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So we all rooting for you. Yay, Miss Kyndle. Oh, that's so exciting. So now, listen, Triple Dynasty is going to be a fun show to watch.
This is a good show.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. Well, we appreciate you ladies again coming on. Hopefully we can have you back in the future after Kyndle has competed for the first time as a pro. And after Reshanna has gone to Tokyo.
Yeah. It's a win. I appreciate you guys. I really do. This was fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it's fun. I like talking to my sisters. So
yeah,
if we reach back out or just reach back out to us, if you feel like you got some information you want to share, if you start a new career in the bodybuilding world or outside the body world, we want to hear about that because it is about beyond the barbell. So we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And this was awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Y'all in the next week or two.
All right. Bye.
Bye.